Okay, welcome back to the Dorsey Healthy Living Show. As you all know, I'm your host, Jeremy Dorsey. That's where we get the name from. And this is all things healthy living, nutritional. We're trying to just provide perspective from everybody. Everybody kind of lives their own lives. There's not one way to be healthy, quote unquote. You know, eat nutritional things, physical exercise, physical movement, whatever, physical health. There's no one way to do it. So, the crux of these basically share as many perspectives as we can. And, if you get something out of it, great. If not, that's okay too. Check out another episode. You might get some out of that. Before we get into it, if you're watching or listening, I'd love if you like what you see in here, please like the video or leave a review. That would be great. If you're listening on, Spotify, Apple, whatever. That does me wonders. If you can drop a review or drop a like, that would be great. I would really appreciate that. So, and then if you haven't checked out the website, dorseyhealthyliving.com, some good stuff on there as well as our Facebook page at Dorsey Healthy Living. So check all that out. Some really good stuff, some quality info there. So, but yeah, so today's episode, we got Komuri, Lejukole, good friend. It's actually kind of crazy how we met. But it's kind
Snapchat.
of it's a dope
Snapchat
friendship.
best friends, right?
Yeah. It's a dope friendship. So but yeah, I'm gonna kind of let him introduce himself. Obviously, you guys know me, but Komuri. Who are you, bro? Who are you?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, this question, I actually love this question. It's simple, but there's numerous ways you can interpret it. So I kind of have three different ways I want to go with it. So first and foremost, professionally, kind of where I'm at right now in my life. I've been working the last couple of years with SSM Day Institute. It's a comprehensive day program where we offer physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy for patients. A lot of them that have come in from inpatient care. So many of them are dealing with many traumatic cases, maybe brain injuries or stroke or amputees, things of that nature. So it's really nice to be in that mold, in that space. I'm currently working as a rehab tech, but I aspire to be a physical therapist one day. So being in that space right now, it's been a lot of learning, a lot of growing, and I've really enjoyed it, So, but, looking back before then, I was at the University of Iowa. I'm initially from Iowa, but I went to the University of Iowa where I obtained my degree in exercise science, physiology degree with a minor in chemistry. Don't ask me nothing about chemistry. I just had like the necessary amount of classes to get the minor, but don't ask me nothing about chemistry, bro.
Hey, you might as well take it if you can.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that's my professional life. And then I guess from like a foundational standpoint, like who I am, like where I come from, my family is originally from South Sudan, Africa, eastern part of Africa. I have not had the privilege to go or be, I wasn't born there either, but that is where my family comes from. Mm-hmm. My father moved to Japan where he was doing some grad schooling. He studied animal biology, did a lot of research along the lines of genetics. And then the rest of my family moved out there too, to join him. So that was, at the time, it was my dad, my mom, and my older sister. So I was actually born in Japan, and my younger sister was born in Japan. So like people were like, Japan, like what? It always is a curveball, but I actually lived there for my first 7 years of life before I moved to the States. And then from there, moved to different places within Iowa. So that's where I come from. That's where I get all the melanin from, that East African melanin, you know what I mean? So it's beauty, man. It's beautiful. Yeah. So that's my history. And then as far as like personality goes, I'm pretty laid back. I'm someone that just likes to learn, likes to read, like basketball. I am a socially like bubbly person. I love meeting new people and getting to know them. But like at the core of me, I still revert back to like my introverted ways, because I was really, really quiet all the way up to like midway through high school when I really developed some great friendships. But for the most part, I was really quiet growing up. So I'm one of those people. It's like I hang out. All right, bro, I won't see you for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like you can call me, text me, but I'm not going back out, bro. Like I'm not going to see you for 3 weeks. So yeah, there's a little bit about who I am. There you go.
Yeah, for sure. No, thanks for that. It's actually crazy. I kind of was talking earlier with how we met. So I've had Kirsten on here before, and her and Komuri were friends, and back in Iowa, because Kirsten went to Iowa too, and they'd be hanging out, and
Yeah.
You know, Komuri be on her Snapchat. I'm Snapchatting
Yeah,
my
right.
best friend, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, who's this?
Yeah, right.
And then all of a sudden it was like, all right, well, I mean, Kamari's cool, so
Yeah, right.
just give him my Snapchat. I'll just talk to him.
The synergy was there before we even ever met in person. It was we were already clicking. So
for sure. Love it. And then he ended up actually moving to St. Louis, where I'm from.
Yeah.
So we were able to, you know, obviously get to know each other a little bit more there, hang out,
right?
You know, stuff like that.
Lifetime.
You know, we got JP, Kevin, all of us. So
yeah, cool.
No, it was actually just crazy because I mean, there's really no reason I should have met this dude, but
right. But no, life is unique, bro. So
the vibe was there. But actually, something crazy. I actually didn't know that you were born in Japan.
Yes, bro. Yes, I know. I told you it was a curveball. It always just throws everyone off because like the African portion of it, they're like, okay, yeah, no, I see that, and then they're like, Japan, like, hold on, like, what? You know, tap into that. Like, I was legitimately, like, English was not my first language. Like, I was in Japan, lived my life with other like Japanese kids, and like fully believed I was Japanese, like by blood. So you know what I mean? I looked nothing like them, but I spoke just like them, and went to school with them and did everything that they did. So like when I moved to like America first, it was like, I was like, where are we going? You know what I mean? I didn't understand the magnitude of that move until I got a little older. So, but yeah.
You still speak any Japanese?
Bro, that's always a follow-up question. I am not fluent anymore, not at all. And like I said, when I moved, I was 7 years old. So that's kind of like the pivotal like ages where you're like really developing language. So like I came here and it was boom, crash course English, right? So I'm taking English as second language classes. I'm getting pulled from my main classes in elementary school, and like I'm going with like a teacher in a private room, you know, working on flashcards and things like that. So like my Japanese went boom out, and then my English came in. So because a lot of times people are like, you don't have an accent or anything. I was like, well, it was that age window, like 5 to 7, when you're really, really learning a language. So unfortunately, I'm not fluent, and I still have like bits and pieces that I know. And I have like books that, you know, I try to read every once in a while. I took a couple classes in college. So if I were to go back, immerse myself in that culture, I still know like some family friends out there, then I'd probably be okay. So that's a goal of mine, I guess, you know, to pick my Japanese back up. And my parents still speak fluently. My older sister speaks fluently. So I have resources within my own home, I guess. Yeah.
That's what's up. I mean, I don't know anybody who speaks Japanese who's like not blood Japanese. So,
right. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
crazy story.
That's what's up. From South Sudan.
I'm so shocked. I shock myself every once in a while. Like, to be honest with you, like, it's crazy.
Yeah. So family from South Sudan, born in Japanese, but has lived most of his life in Iowa, in the States.
Yeah. I don't know, like Iowa, bro. Like middle of nowhere. There's like 3-4 places that people primarily like live in Iowa, but Des Moines area, I guess. Yeah. You know, central Iowa. That's kind of primarily where I've been.
Yeah, I got a friend who's got some family, or who's from there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think I heard that on the show, actually.
Yeah, first one, Joe Dre, first guy.
Joe, there it is. Yeah, I heard it. I was like, hold on, okay.
Yeah.
Rep the 515. Go for it.
So we actually went there whenever we visited, because my wife and I visited Iowa back in 2017, I think, when we were visiting Kirsten.
What'd you visit? Iowa City.
Iowa City, yeah.
There's about 5 places you can visit. So I'm curious. Like every time I ask, everyone's like, yep, that like Fong's Pizza in Des Moines, Sculpture Garden, one of the college campuses. You know, it's like, it's always like there's 4 or 5 things, man.
Yeah. And then we ended up driving to Des Moines to see Joe and his family too. So
did you? That's dope.
One thing I remember about Iowa, other than Iowa City and Des Moines, obviously, is the drive between was the flattest land I've ever driven on.
Nothing, bro. Flat. You better have some good music queued up, or like, you know, you're like you said, you had your wife in that case. You have a podcast. You better have something queued up, because there's nothing you're gonna see that's gonna be like, oh, we should go see that. Like nothing.
Yeah, people say Illinois is known for cornfields. Nah, that's Iowa.
Forget about it. Iowa. Iowa's got Illinois beat. You know who's probably got Iowa beat? Nebraska. So if you're ever going out to Colorado. That's a snooze fest, bro.
No chance. Although I will say, flatter than I've seen in Iowa is Kansas. I can see from one end of the state to the other end of the state. Also, it's a 4-hour drive from one end of the state to the other.
Yeah, forget about it, bro. Oh, the Midwest. It is. I guess, I don't know, man. It's
No.
something else.
No,
Something
definitely,
else. So,
definitely.
yeah.
But look, we'll get right into kind of segment 2 of the show. Ask a question. I got lined up for you, so we're gonna see. I thought this one would be kind of funny. I don't know why, but
I laughed too for some reason. Like, it's simple, but I still laughed. I don't know why.
The first question is: would you rather go swimming in a pool or an ocean?
Yeah, pool, no doubt. There's not argument. No, bro. I'm scared of, and like I said, I was born in Japan. We were surrounded by the ocean. Literally, It was an island. Terrified. Every kid's out there doing their thing, bro. I feel like a seaweed on my feet. I'm like, I'm gone. Like, I'm over here crying with my mom, like on back in the beach. I'm not doing the ocean. I think the last time I was at an ocean was 2018. I was in Connecticut. I was visiting Kirsten. That was the last time I touched the ocean, Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
Not my thing. But part of me is like, I'm just not like the most adventurous when it comes to like anything nature. Like, I have an appreciation for it. I think it's important from time to time, but I'm not crazy about it. So like, I'm like, oh yeah, there's the ocean. That looks good. I'll sit over here by, this pool where I'm actually going to like go into the water. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean, honestly, that depiction of the seaweed touching your out, that just reminds me of a cartoon. You're just like, you
feel me? Yes, bro. Exactly. Yeah. You can see their legs, like, like going crazy. That's exactly what
it's
it
like
is.
on some Scooby-Doo stuff.
Yes, bro. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, for me, I'm the same. I'd rather go swim in the pool. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really like to swim anyway. I can swim. Don't even throw that stereotype. I know how to swim. Komuri knows how to swim.
I have to defend myself every time, bro. I'm like, don't get it twisted. I'm doing workouts at the YMCA, doing my laps. Don't get it twisted. I can swim.
So
all right.
I know how to swim, but I don't really I don't like being wet. Like, it's a whole process.
Bro. It's a lot of work. Yes, bro. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of work. And like, I don't know if you've like who you may have hung out with growing up, but like, I know some people that like we go swimming or whatever. And then, or like they'll go swimming in the lake and like, that's it. They don't have to like clean up or shower after. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm in the shower right after. That is not my shower.
Definitely.
I'm in the shower. I got to lotion. I got to take care of myself. We get ashy real quick. So like, come on, man. Don't play with me. I got to shower.
I agree. And like, above things, like Zoe loves the beach. My wife, I don't really like the beach that much. So it's just hot. Work, bro. And then there's like sand and so I don't really want to get in the ocean.
I get hot too quick. I get hot way too quick, but
I'm glad we're in agreement on that. I'm glad we're in agreement. So, question 2. If there was a zombie apocalypse tomorrow, what's the first thing you would go and do?
Tomorrow, man, this one was tricky because there's like the correct answer. Like, you got to pack some kind of survival kit. You got to pack up as much food, canned foods and things like that as possible. But what I would do, and I think this is right, like, it's still pretty wholesome, right? Or really wholesome, but I would try to obtain as many pictures of my family as I can, like actual pictures, and like keep it in a file or folder or something I could throw in my pocket, 3, 4, 5 pictures of my family that I can just always have. And like, whenever things get hard, because like apocalypse, you never know, bro. Like, it could last a long, long time. You might be gone. You don't know if you're going to make it to the end of the day. You don't know if you're going to run out of resources. You don't know who's the next group of people you're going to see, right? So like, just as a reminder of, the great times and the people that made you and raised you and took care of you and that have loved you, just having that in your back pocket, keeping you strong. I think that is what I'd go for.
Yeah, for sure. No, I love that. I definitely, when I came up with this question, when I saw it online, I was, looking for things I was going to ask you. The first thing that popped in my head when I saw it was, when I decided I was going to ask you, was The Walking Dead. So if you haven't watched The Walking Dead, good show, highly recommend it. But that's what popped in my head. And I'm thinking, all right, if I'm Rick and I wake up in a hospital as a zombie apocalypse, I'm not going to spoil anymore, but what do I got to do? So I'm thinking one of 2 things is what's going to happen first. I got to find me a weapon, probably like not a gun, because I'm going to run out of bullets. So like something that can bash the skull in. So I need like a bat or a sword, like something that, like one hit, gone.
Something you can get nasty with, bro.
Yeah, if you've seen Zombieland, I'm not really about double tap, so I need to get it on the first try.
First try, bro.
But if it's not a weapon, then I'm going the stereotypical answer. I'm going non-perishable food because I gotta eat, and I get hungry a lot. And if there's a time where like I'm not gonna be able to get to the store because zombies raided it, I need to have some food ready to go. So,
ready to go. Yeah.
But probably the weapon so I can defend myself.
The weapon was smart. Yeah, that's the other necessity, I'd say.
We're gonna need it because like other thoughts that popped in my head is like get a security system. Well, that's gonna take way too long to set up.
No. You got one day, right? Tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I got tomorrow, and right now, I mean, it's 7:30 Eastern time as we record.
We're almost at tomorrow.
I don't have that much time.
I'm not gonna make it through the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm probably going after the weapon. That way, I can get myself tomorrow. Because the groceries will still be on the shelf tomorrow, but if there's zombies and I don't have a weapon, I can't get there. So
it'd
be tough. But I like
this. Makes me think of what's that Will Smith movie? I Am Legend.
I Am Legend. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah.
I could watch that on repeat. That's what. Anytime I get an apocalypse type question, that's exactly what my mind goes to.
That's a good movie. I might go watch.
Epic movie. I might have to watch that tonight.
Will Smith, GOAT, best actor.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Versatile too. You know, did his thing on the mic as well.
Funny action. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I still listen to Will Smith rap music. So
bro, me too.
I'm about it.
I remember that video you came out with that "Welcome to Miami." That's my jam, bro. Like that'll come on in the gym, and I'm like in between sets, I'll start dancing. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Every time.
We definitely party in the city where the heat is on. Oh yeah.
Hey, there you go.
No doubt about it. So no, that's what's up. I like that.
I love it.
Well, look, man, as we kind of move in transition to the main event, you had some really good answers to those questions. I'm glad we're in agreement. We're doing a pool. It doesn't matter. I'm not picking over the pool.
Sorry. If I'm at the ocean or the beach or whatever, like maybe once a year, max.
Yeah. Or I'm sitting on my towel the whole time.
Or exactly. Like we want to go by the ocean, take a few pictures. Cool. That's it though.
Are we under an umbrella?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
It's too hot.
Sure. I get way too hot, bro.
Yeah.
Way too hot.
All right. And then I really like your answer with the second one. Sentimental value is gonna be
appreciate
huge, especially when you get through. I mean, that's gonna be a tough time. So something to look back at. That's pretty huge. And then obviously me going to get a weapon so I can kill some zombies. Yeah. But mine was based off of a show. So
need that too.
No doubt.
Add that to the list.
No doubt. Well, look, we're coming up. We got the main event, the nitty gritty.
Yes, sir.
The third little segment of this thing, and so we'll just kind of jump right into it. Obviously, as much as I've known you, I've more known you as a runner. So loving to run. I know you kind of ran a marathon before. Is that correct? Yeah. So
couple
marathons. So tell us about that.
Let me not. Hey, hold on. Let me toot my own horn real quick.
Yeah, no. Tell us about it. I mean, I was like preparing for the first one, and then obviously you'd been through the first one. My big thing is if I'm preparing for the first one, I don't really know what to expect because I've never done it.
Yeah.
When you go for number 2, you remember the pain from the first one. So just tell us about your marathon.
Bro, I'm telling you that. Okay. Yes. So how did I even start? So my end of my freshman year of college is 2014, University of Iowa. I don't know if there's like an email or something, a flyer that came out, and it said it was like Dance Marathon, the marathon. And for those of you that don't know, Dance Marathon is a cancer research organization where we, at the University of Iowa at least, they raise money for cancer research and funding for our children's hospital, specifically for those that are dealing with cancer, right? And every year they sent a group of students to go run the Chicago Marathon. And for you to be eligible for that, you have to raise even more money. And then it's also another chance for us to just be able to raise awareness for the foundation. So I remember like seeing an email. I don't even know what, like most people like read that and like, oh, that's cool. Like good luck to whoever is like deciding to run. And I read that and I'm like, oh, I bet I would be at the meeting. Like, I don't know what like triggered it. I've never was a cross country runner in high school. I was never like a long distance runner. Like I enjoyed running like in various sports, but it wasn't anything I did specifically. Right. So I went to the meeting and, got involved and like, I enjoyed it. And it was something that I did just on myself. Like I didn't go with friends. I didn't like see who else was doing it. It was just me. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm in, you know? So it gave me something going into that summer, just something to like prepare my body for, something to compete for, something to just do and spend time, you know. And it's like, it's summertime. Like what better way to utilize your time than like to train for something, you know? If you're someone that like myself is in it, and like yourself that's into exercise, that's into physical activity, why not add another challenge? So, you know, everyone always says like running a marathon is like a bucket list item. And I'm like, you know what, why not do it right now? You know, why not do it right now? So I remember I went in that summer and was like training. I worked at a Bible camp, a church camp out in northwest corner of Iowa. It's called Okoboji. And I remember when I got to the camp, you know, everyone was like just catching up, getting to know each other, and people were like, what are you up to this summer, like outside of camp? And I was like, well, I'm training for this marathon. And I just happened to run into like 3, 4, 5 other people that were either like track athletes, cross country athletes, someone else that was training for like a half marathon. So we used to have this like running club, like late at night, you know, like after curfew sometimes, you know, on the weekends, where there'd be like 4 or 5 of us running late at night, you know, doing like 5-mile circuits, you know, running several laps around the campsite. And there'd be we'd have like a trail car that's behind us playing music. And then it first started out small. It was like 1 or 2 of us, and then soon it became like a whole like team bonding thing, right? And we had people that were following us with like rollerblading. We had people that were like skateboarding with us, or like they would run like a half a mile and then they'd hop in the car. So it was really fun, right? And it was motivational, and just like having like that teamwork energy right there too. It just turned into something that I really enjoyed. So, you know, I came back in the fall and I ran the marathon, and it was, let me tell you, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, like physically. It was so painful, Jeremy. And what people don't understand is when you do something the same way for several hours, not several minutes, like several hours, you start to feel like pain and soreness in places that you never knew you like had, even like you could feel pain there. You know what I mean? Like I was feeling like underneath, like, I don't know, like the traps, like behind the triceps. I'm like, I didn't even know that could be sore. Like what muscle is there? You know, like my mind is racing. This is like mile 14, 15. Because the first half, you're kind of in it. And Chicago is one of the biggest marathons in the world, right? Like people sign up for it that qualify time-wise, and they can't even get in just because there's so many different organizations that are also running, and there's people that have out qualified you based on time. So like it's a very competitive race, and people come from all over the world to come to the Chicago Marathon. So it was packed. It was crazy. Music blasting all over. There wasn't a stretch in the Chicago Marathon where there isn't somebody on the sides cheering for you. And like, it was the most powerful thing, because there's a couple times I had to stop like past mile 20, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, my hamstrings are cramping. Like I literally can't run anymore. I start stretching, bro. And like people will be on the side. You got it. Like random strangers cheering you on, you know, giving you water, giving you like Gatorade. It was so engaging and powerful and like emotional. People crying when you get to the end. That it was so fulfilling once you like finish, and like all the pain and the training and like the suffering you had to go through, you know, once you get to the race, it all becomes, or once you get to the end of the race, it all becomes so rewarding. And it's like, man, that was such the runner's high, right? Like for anyone that knows what the runner's high, like you feel that to like the max, to the absolute max. And it's the best feeling in the world. And to know that you did it for a good cause, and like having like one of those washable tattoos on your wrist that has like for each mile you have like each cancer patient that you're running for, like just, it was such an emotional roller coaster, and it was such a fantastic experience. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this again, which is crazy, because before you start, you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again. And you're super nervous, and like the line for this, you know, the bathrooms are way too long. You're like, am I going to even get to the race like on time? Like this is too much. And then, you know, few hours later, your perspective changes on it. So it was a beautiful race. And it really kind of started my passion for running, I guess.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think you make a lot of good points, and I've never run a marathon. It's something that's on my bucket list. The reason I haven't done it is I really want to do the Run Disney Marathon, where you do like the 5K, 10K half full in like 4 days. Because I want the hardware. I want the hardware.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Yes, sir.
But I remember when I ran my half marathon when I was
Yes.
junior in college, and
Yes.
same thing. I like trained for it, and you trained very well. I highly
Yeah.
recommend.
No, the first time is difficult.
Yeah.
First time is extremely difficult.
I definitely didn't train correctly, but I remember waking up that morning, and it was the kind of thing like a week in advance. If you wanted to like say that you weren't going to do it, you could get your money back. After a certain point, like you can't. So I
You
woke
can't,
up that
right?
morning
100%.
and I was, talking to Zoe, talking to my mom and dad. I was like, I might just not go.
Yes.
I was scared.
Oh my gosh, I was
like,
terrified, bro.
I don't want to go. And granted, you ran
Yes.
a marathon. I was trying to do the half in 2 hours. I was like, I don't know if I want to go run for 2 hours straight. The most I'd ever done at one time was 9 miles, and I had to get up to 13. And I woke up in the morning.
Mentally, you're just like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest stress ever. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
Ultimately, I was like, you know what? We're just going to go do it. And then, I started. I was going good.
Yeah.
Miles 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy.
Yeah. Got a little rhythm going. Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, whoa, I'm starting to get a little bored.
Yes.
I'm just kind of running. 5, 6, 7, 8 were a little bit tough. And then you hit, you start to get on that other side of the half, like halfway there. And you're like,
forget it.
I'm close. I have to finish this.
You have to. Right.
And then he was right. You cross the finish line, and like whether there's people cheering for you or not, like that's the best feeling ever.
The best feeling ever.
I really think that goes for any race, for anybody watching or listening.
Yeah.
Even if you've never run a 5K before, and the first time, if you're interested, I really encourage you guys to do it. But the first time you finish your first 5K, when you cross the finish line, like
top of the world.
Yeah, runner's high is a real thing. No matter how far you run.
I swear to you.
So
it's amazing.
No, that's awesome. How was it preparing for the next one mentally?
See, the next one, bro, I'm locked in, right? I'm writing and this is later on in like my collegiate career. So like I kind of knew I had a passion for exercise. Like I said, I got a degree in exercise science. So like I'm starting to learn how to like create like different exercise prescriptions and like knowing what kind of like what your nutrition should look like, not just up in training, but also during the race. Like before, like, well, are you taking like an energy gel during the race, post race, like what are you eating, and like really getting specific with like, how much my fluid intakes and things like that. And like several weeks before you even plan to run a marathon, I'm over here like nerding out, like actually making like a play-by-play, like, all right, week 1 through 4, I'm doing this. Now, whether I hit all that, that's a different question. Because the other thing about long distance running that's really tough is anyone that commits themselves to high intense exercising for like 4, 5, 6 times a week, like you're bound to get hurt. You might be fortunate enough you don't get a severe injury, but you're bound to get hurt just because you are pressing and loading your body, doing something that's really not normal, right? And these like these mileages are these are really long miles. And when you're not running long miles, you're trying to run at a really fast rate for a long time. So doing threshold and like fartlek workouts. So I was at the point where I was really diversifying my workouts. I was writing them out. I was more strategic. I like didn't all of a sudden need like a group of people necessarily to run anymore. Cause I'm like, bro, I've done this before. Like I'm built for it. Like I'm good. I can do it. And like, in between too, I got a chance to run a couple of half marathons too. Okay. So I've built up my stamina. I got just more experience just being on my feet running. And it's actually funny because you mentioned in your half marathon how you got to a point where you got boring, or it got a little boring, like after 5, 6 miles. Like that's the thing with training for the marathon. It's boring, bro. Yeah. Like it's boring, and like having to like decide if you're gonna get up at 5 a.m. or like after work at 5 p.m, or you're gonna run for an hour and a half, like with nobody around. Like that's hard, and it can get really boring. So like you just like finding different ways to try to climb those barriers, whether it be maybe listening to music, right? I didn't always run with music when I first started, but like during training I enjoy running with music. And maybe you have different challenges you set for yourself. So just trying to getting better at manipulating my workouts, understanding that like you have to put in a good 12, 14, 16 weeks to really be prepared, even if you've done it before. And then also just having more experience with long distance running with the 2 half marathons. Right. Those also really helped with my next one, and then ultimately helped me get a better time. So yeah.
For sure. I think I want to hit on a point, just going back to things being boring. There's sometimes I run without music, and people
I
call
do
me
too.
crazy. Like, you run without music? How? And I'm like, honestly, it's the most like mind clearing thing ever to run without music, because you kind of just take in the scenery instead.
Yeah.
And it really is anywhere you run. Like, even if you ran in a place that doesn't have like a lot of greenery per se, there's always something to take in, and you're paying attention to the different cars that pass by, or
100%. Like if
different
you're,
people you pass. Like, so
honking and all that, different conversations that might be floating around if you're in a park. Yes.
And it's one of those things. It's not listening. I encourage people to try it, because it's one of the, even if you just do it for a mile, it's just super mind clearing. And even like Komuri said, deciding if I'm going to get up and actually want to go run because I know it's going to be boring. If you run for an hour and then you're done, you don't actually remember that hour. Like, during it, you have like, you're just kind of watching whatever's going on, listening to the music.
You zone out.
And then, you're basically mindless for a full hour, which is actually kind of nice, because our brains are so active all the time that like I can just let my brain go to sleep, other than just like being alert, and just kind of,
mentally relieving. Right. And you become more of an you become more of like an intuitive runner, or like, even if it's not running, like if you're in the gym and like have a day where you're not using your headphones or whatever, you just become more in one with your body. You understand like your heart rate more, and like even the different pains and aches you may feel, the different soreness, like you know exactly what part of the body you're targeting. And I don't know, for me, from like an educational standpoint, like it's fascinating to know exactly what you're working, and then also just learning yourself, right? What mileage or what speed really gets your body aching, or like that's a good maybe good thing to mark down for your next time, saying like, this is mile 4, I'm starting to feel this, so like this is my current barrier right now. My goal is to eclipse that, and feel better running through that. So yeah, man, it's rewarding. It's rewarding.
And then last thing before we get on to the next question, I remember I crossed the finish line of my half marathon, and everything in my body shut down immediately.
Bro,
I limped back to my dorm. It hurt so bad. Worth it, but it hurt. I was sore for a couple days.
All the pain that you didn't feel up to that point, it just hit you like a ton of bricks. Bam, like that. And you're like, my ankle's sore? I didn't know. Like, what's going on? And I'm over here walking like a duck for after my first, bro, I'm not kidding. After the Chicago Marathon, after my first marathon, this was in 2015, I kid you not, I was sore for like a month straight.
Yeah.
I was sore for like a month straight. First 2 weeks, I had to wake up like an hour early just to like get ready for classes, and like being able to walk like across campus, and like, oh my gosh, it was brutal. The soreness wasn't as nearly as bad, I mean, in the races that followed, but that first one, oh bro, your body is just, it's done for. Done for. But
no doubt.
Yeah, kind of a rewarding feeling too.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Kind of on to the second question, is we're slightly low on time, but we'll do it anyway. What do you do now to remain in good health? I know obviously you probably still run a little bit, but you kind of dabbled in other things. But
and I think like I said, we highlighted a lot of the running, but for me, like looking at my life, I'm pretty versatile when it comes to working out. I try to tap into different things, from cardiovascular endurance type exercises to also like strength and resistance training. So right now it's more so focused on the latter there with the resistance training. The heavy lifting, I'm kind of in the middle of like a hypertrophy training. So really working on muscle growth, not really overall strength, but primarily muscle growth. Kind of in the middle of like a 6 to 8 week stretch of that. But I've, like I said, I've actually taken a little break from running since quarantine and the coronavirus initially started, just because like when I first started, the reason why I first started loving running is because I could go and sign myself up for these competitions and race against other people and see where I measure, and like, race against myself. And like now that element is gone, it's a little bit harder for me to kind of stay motivated when it comes to running. So like you said, I'll still do it every once in a while just to stay in good health, but I don't have any random, 10-mile runs on a Saturday. Like I'm not doing any of that, definitely relaxing, I'm trying to get stronger, just working on my joints, a lot of mobility exercises, a lot of stability exercises, balancing on the medicine ball, while you're trying to, balance another object, working on that core strength. So a lot of different things, when the gyms were closed initially with the lockdown, you had to get creative. So I was on YouTube every day trying to find different HIIT exercises, cardio exercises. And now it's to the point where I try to do a mini one of those every day before I go in and lift. And I'm one of those, like, I am very strict when it comes to like warming up and cooling down. Like, I never go in to a lift with my body cold. Like, I go in, I'm already in a full sweat because I'm doing a hit exercise for 10 minutes, cardio, whatever. I've already done my mobility exercises. I'm getting my body loose. And then, you know, I go in and then pound out a 30 to 40 minute lift, you know? Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. A lot of stuff in the gym, a lot of stuff just to kind of work on core strength, stability, making sure my joints are in a good place. So feeling healthy, man, feeling light, feeling good.
Yeah, love that. I like the diversity. I mean, obviously, I think most people who work out kind of have their favorite thing to do, but it's good to mix it up. Currently, I'm kind of just doing intuitive stuff, kind of whatever I feel like. And I know that sounds counterintuitive to so many people when I say go to the gym with a plan, but I've been doing this for so long now that
it's a lifestyle for you. So
the routine is in place. So I kind of just work what I'm feeling. If I'm, you know, if I plan to do legs and legs just aren't feeling it, I may switch to back. I may switch to a cardio endurance workout. I may switch to going and do a run, whatever it may be. So, because I'm currently working out at an awesome gym down here called Elite Edge. It's pretty sweet.
Heck
but, we do a lot of good stuff there. And so I definitely feel like, I mean, I'm in probably the best shape of my life right now. Just so
good for you, bro.
Physically, just how I feel. Performance wise, everything feels great. So, no, I'm big on the you know, kind of mix it up.
Keeping it balanced. Keeping it balanced. And like, there will be a time where, you know, I'll have seasons and moments and like a part of a year where I'm into running, and like there'll be times when I'm swimming, and there'll be times where I'm playing basketball once a week, you know? So I try to keep it balanced. And like I said, I like what you said about, you know, just being intuitive, and you've gotten to a point where you're so locked in to just like a routine where like, this is a lifestyle, this is just a way you operate, where you're not even like having to overly like think. Like when you walk into a gym, you're going to be able to like create a workout plan like on the spot, which is an amazing skill. And that's what happens ultimately if you invest the time to, you know, learn different ways to move and find something that you like once you get into a routine of that, man, that you're set. Set. Absolutely set.
And that's the beauty of it. And you know, if I wake up on a Thursday and I'm just not feeling a workout, just
good.
Go. Just pick it up Friday.
Listen to it. Pick it up Friday. Go hard on Friday. You know what I mean? And not every day has to be super high intensity.
Right.
Trying to go crazy, breaking all kinds of records. I mean, that's like when I try to explain to people like about like marathon training, I'm like, I'm not going out there running double-digit miles every day. I'd burn out. I'm human.
Oh, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm also not like a professional athlete. I understand. Like I work in 8 to 5. Like I have other commitments that I have to put time into. So you know, just being realistic and then being at peace with that.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yes, a lot of good points made. Well, look, man, I appreciate you coming on today.
Absolutely, bro.
This was great.
DHL, man. I finally made it, bro. Finally made it. So, I'm hyped.
Yo, the tough part about it is we got I did get my LLC, and you know, we got Dorsey Healthy Living LLC. If you guys want to check it out, dorseyhealthyliving.com or dorseyhealthyliving.com.
Yes, sir.
But like I can't use DHL because that's like the package delivery company.
Oh, you're kidding.
Like the tough part. So like they own that brand name.
Because I remember Jacob brought it up on his episode. I'm like, run with that. That is dope. Brand that. Get some t-shirts going. Oh, I didn't even think about it. Hey, bro. That's tough.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm gonna figure something out anyway, but
we'll find something.
But yeah,
you look back at the last few months. You know, you look at the progression. You figured out all this. You know, you can be just fine.
Oh yeah. Just fine. So, if you guys are interested, you know, by this time I should have released or launched training on my website. So if anybody's interested, feel free to inquire on there at dorseyhealthyliving.com. I'm available. So
yes, sir.
Definitely help you kind of get to where you want to
go. You're licensed now, right? Licensed personal trainer?
Yeah,
That's
passed
dope.
my personal trainer exam. So I'm certified.
NASM or
I got
ACSM?
Yep.
NASM.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So, we got to talk because that's on my list this year. So we got to talk about, you know, what you did to attain that.
No doubt. Yeah. And then as of tomorrow, you know, fingers crossed that I pass, I should have my nutrition coach certification too. So
big time, baby.
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
Got some good things. But I want to do a little shout out to Komuri started a little new thing.
Yeah, bro.
Little podcast.
Yes,
check it out on Spotify. It's called Sideline Buckets. I'll put it in the description. But
Yes, sir.
if you're
Appreciate you.
any type level fan of the NBA, check it out.
Yes,
This man
bro.
knows a
Check it
lot
out.
about the NBA.
Pretty
So,
lighthearted, barbershop. We're just talking, bro. It's kind of fun. So
it's some good stuff on there.
yes,
So.
sir.
But yeah, for Komuri, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for tuning in. Again, if you like this episode, please drop a like. If you're watching, leave a little review. It does me wonders. Definitely check us out, DorseyHealthyLiving.com, or on Facebook at Dorsey Healthy Living. And we'll catch you next time on the Dorsey Healthy Living Show.
Yes, sir. Peace.